The Sky News presenter called for the Labour MP to give us a figure, after she had originally failed to outline how much a Labour government would need from taxpayers to fund their budget plans. Mr. Fahnbulleh said, "How much money do you need from taxpayers, all taxpayers, business people, business companies, and also people on the street?" In response, the Labour Party MP said, "We set out in our manifesto a number of measures which meant that we'd put corporation tax back up and we'd make sure that the top 5% of earners would pay a little bit more. We'd introduce a 50p tax rate for people who earn over £123,000. The Sky host attempted to ask how much the budget plans will cost, but Ms. Rayner continued, "And, I think, to put it into context, we've got crime on our streets increasing. The numbers of police officers have been caught. Our defense systems needs more investment, our schools are crumbling and our NHS needs that support. But you didn't answer my question. How much would you need? How much will it cost?" Gamal Fahnbulleh, "We cannot carry on like this where we are not paying and not investing in Britain's future. I think it is important that the government do wake up, because austerity has hit ordinary working families of this country, but those at the top have had tax breaks and have been doing extremely well, while the rest of us have suffered. That's not fair," the Sky News host blasted, "but you didn't answer my question. How much would you need? How much will it cost? How many millions? How many billions? Give us a figure." Budget 2018, Angela Rayner claimed the budget is not investing in Britain's future. Image, Sky News. In response, the Labour frontbencher said, "Well, we set out a number of figures. In my particular area we said it will be around 20 billion if you take into the tuition fees, the money that our schools need, investment in our further education plans, but I think what's important to know is that without that investment our schools are crumbling in. It'll cost us more in the future if we don't have those skills in our economy. Those businesses will go elsewhere." On Monday, Philip Hammond announced an end to austerity by slashing income tax for 32 million earners and launching a £100 billion spending spree on the public services. In a budget signaling a major shift in the government's priorities, the Chancellor declared that a surprise tax windfall from Britain's surging economy allowed the biggest cash injection to the NHS in history, while the tax burden on hard-working households could be eased rather than raised. And he promised that even better times are ahead from a double-deal dividend if Theresa May secures a trade agreement with the EU. He told the Commons, "I can report to the British people that their hard work is paying off. And the era of austerity finally coming to an end." Mr. Hammond also announced the freezing of fuel and most alcohol duties, as well as bringing forward expected hikes in the income tax personal allowance threshold a year earlier than planned. Ahead of Britain's departure from the EU, Mr. Hammond set out a budget for Britain's future to prepare for a new chapter in our country's economic history. "We can look confidently to the future and set our course for where this remarkable country will go next," the Chancellor said.